Teysa Orzhov Scion versus Hazoret the Fervent. Yeah, if we had black mana there, we could go for Vampiric Tutor for another land, but even then we'd need more lands from there, so a couple of lands in our starting hand would be better. This is the type of hand we're going to vomit onto the board really quickly, but we'll keep it. There's no reason not to keep that. I think we want to throw that on the bottom. And then we'll go in for Verdant Catacombs, and don't think we're going to be using Swords to Plowshares, but we might as well hold it up. Most likely just going to go in for a tapped Godless Shrine here. Hazoret the Fervent is 4 mana for a 5/4 with Indestructible and Haste. It can't attack or block unless you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, and then 3 mana and discard a card. Has it shock an opponent, or shock each opponent, I should say. Looks like our opponent is going for a Voltron style deck. We'll say no to that, and they're going for Naginata, Niginati Nuta, whatever that says. Naginata. Just have to spell things out like I'm a 6-year-old child sometimes. I don't know if that's a made up name or not, or if a Naginata is a real thing. Yeah, I've no idea. I'm not an aficionado on Japanese weaponry. Why don't we go in for nothing? I don't want to just throw out Skull Clamp without being able to use it, and we are turns away from using it currently. So if we play Skull Clamp now, it's just going to die to removal eventually. Okay, Fractured Power Stone is just a mana rock. We can get into Anointed Procession, which I don't mind. So we'll do that and get ready for Teysa coming into play. I think next turn we're going for Archon of Justice though. 4/4 flyer. Whenever it dies, exile a permanent. We're not going to be able to screw our opponent on coloured mana because they have 2 mountains in play now, and I'm not sure I would have done that anyway. Didn't actually read what this thing does. Equips for 2. Equipped creature gets +3 to its power and trample, but it can only be attached to a creature with 3 power or greater. Well, that makes... Ooh, and Sword of Fire and Ice. Pithing Needle is the thing we're going to have to name, I think. Oh no, Return to Dust is really good. They're down to 3 cards in hand. I think we can go for Archon of Justice. We're using some life up here. But yeah, I think we can go for Archon of Justice. We need to start getting basics in as well, actually, just in case our opponent runs Blood Moon. Yeah, Archon of Justice, just so that we can start swinging in with it next turn. And then Return to Dust, I think is going to be going on Fire and Ice, and Pithing Needle definitely. We do want to have Teysa active. Skull Clamp can come down next turn if we get into the mana. Because if they want to kill Archon of Justice, then can't say I'm against that. They decided to discard Maze of Ith, which is curious, to the Mox Diamond. They can play Hazoret, but they can't swing in with it yet. But they could play Hazoret without the Mox Diamond. Oh, there we go. We're going into Batterskull. So now I think, and we do get into that mana, so we can Skull Clamp Archon of Justice. And I think we need to get rid of... that Batterskull before they can bounce it for 3 mana. I think return it to its owner's hand for 3 mana. I think we just need to get rid of it while we still can. So we'll get rid of Pithing Needle and Archon of Justice. Not Archon of Justice. We'll swing in with Archon of Justice. We exiled the Pithing Needle and the Batterskull there. We're down to next to no cards in hand. I think Teysa's coming down next turn. And we can hold up Swords to Plowshares. Down comes Hazoret. It does have haste and they can swing in with it now. And they get to draw a card and shock us. I think we definitely want to use Swords to Plowshares on that. And I think we're racing with our opponent, so we'll just have to go in for Archon of Justice again. We'll let them equip up their commander and play cards, and they do actually have to play cards in order to get Hazoret to swing in. I think it's one or fewer cards, is it? Ooh, Ruination. Destroy all non-basic lands. There we go. That's exactly why I was talking about having to kill off, or not kill off, having to play basic lands against a red deck, because they love to do things like this. We're just lucky it's not, well, I don't know how lucky we are, but it's a good job that it's not, what is it called, Price of Progress. We unfortunately gave our opponent some life there with the Swords to Plowshares, but we didn't exactly have much choice. Darkest Hour, making all creatures black. Well, we can at least get a Spirit token off the Archon of Justice. I think we just have to hold back Archon of Justice here. Not only will it draw us a couple of cards, but it'll also get us a couple of Spirit tokens thanks to Anointed Procession, and we'll get to exile something. So that might hold them back from swinging in. This thing is, whenever it becomes unattached from a permanent, you sack that permanent, but it equips for 0 and gives it 3/2, +3/+2. They can swing in now if they want to. They can also equip the Sword of Fire and Ice, but they're going after Oginata. I pronounced that wrong again, didn't I? Oh, Naginata. Naginata. Try and commit that to memory. Okay, that is 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they can do 8 commander damage to us here, which puts us up to 15 if my maths is correct. They opt not to swing in, which is surprising. I think we're in a more precarious position than they are. Bloodghast would be excellent if we had... Yeah, if we had black mana, that would be really good. We're not out of the game yet, although we're pretty damn close. If they can pump up Hazoret's power enough, which I think they're going to be able to this turn. Yeah, that Ruination really did a lot of work for them. Had we have gone for some basic lands with our fetches, yeah, could have played more intelligently this game, I think, but it shows off a good Hazoret game. I think they're going to have enough commander damage here. We can block 6 of it. No, if we block both here, they'll be up to 17 commander damage, but we'll get to exile Hazoret. And Hazoret will cost 8 mana then. And they are 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. They can recast Hazoret. Yeah, I think we're done here. Well, they didn't swing in again. Black mana here would be great. We are nowhere near a Rune-Scarred Demon. For some reason, they seem to be terrified of... I don't know if they're scared of Archon of Justice exiling something, or if it's the Skull Clamp that they're scared of. But they need to be getting damage in. There's a couple of turns where they haven't swung in. Or they might just be one of those players that likes to toy with their opponent. So we take 13... yeah, we just have to block both here. Just playing this out for the fun of it here. Our opponent has well and truly beaten us there, thanks to that ruination. Archon of Justice has to exile our opponent's commander. We draw a couple of cards. And then they might just have a lightning bolt effect of some kind. Nope, they're just going for the shock. They discarded Mind Stone. And I'm not sure what dealt us the last bit of damage there, actually. Sword of Fire and Ice trigger? Yes, it was Sword of Fire and Ice triggered. I didn't realise that that hadn't gone on the... that it hadn't... It was on the stack. What am I trying to think of? It hadn't resolved yet. Resolved is the word I was thinking of. But yeah, got to see a cool Hazoret build there. And had we not have gone for dual sources with our fetches, then perhaps that game would have gone differently. We might have been able to get into something with Bloodghast and the Skull Clamp. But yep, shoulda, woulda, coulda. We lost that game fair and square, and that was a cool Hazoret deck. So hopefully you all enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.